Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the Injustice 2 Batman. This is one of the Page Puncher sets. As you can see here, it comes with a comic book. Very cool, based on the video game and, of course, the subsequent comic book series. Let's look at the back. As you can see here, you got a cool photo of the figure as well as the comic. Not really a whole lot more to discuss as far as the packaging. This is an oversized box compared to most of the other McFarlane figures. So yeah, you get the cool figure, you get a comic book, you get some batarangs, and I see a stand in there. So yeah, let's get this out of the box and check it out. Well, maybe we'll compare it to some of the others. As always, I'm just going to cut from the bottom, cut that piece of tape. I always try to open from the bottom just so I'm not damaging the package at the top, because if you want to put these back in the box, it certainly looks better that way. Slide this out, and right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and say, if you hear birds in the background, I guess they're just mating season or something, but the birds out here are crazy right now. Try to pick times when they're not as bad, but it just seems like 24/7 they're going. Yeah, so in the box, you get your card that's actually in a little sleeve, which is different from the other figures. That's kind of cool. I'll get that out in just a second. Your stand is packaged as well. It does have the DC logo on it. That's cool. And you get a full comic book with it, which is pretty nice. So let's see. We'll start with a comic. Why not? Do things a little different here with the Page Punchers. Cut that open. Yeah, it's a full comic book here. Very cool. So bang for your buck, the 7-inch Page Punchers are really nice. I'm not a fan of the 3-inch Page Punchers because those figures are just terrible. They're just too small for any detail to show through. I did a video once before talking about the 3-inch Flash. Wow, that's a horrible figure. Yeah, so cool. You get a comic book. We'll set that off to the side. We'll get the little trading card out next, as I do enjoy the trading cards that come with McFarlane figures. And let's see, we get it out here. I wasn't expecting these all to be packaged individually, though. That's interesting. All right, so yeah, so we get the artwork that's on the cover of the comic book, and then you got basically a little file card on Batman if you want to pause and read that. Very nice. We'll put that away, and then we'll get the stand out. Yeah, I'm not sure what the decision was to package all these individually as opposed to the other figures where they're just kind of stuck to the packaging. As always, we get the DC logo. All right, so now we got all that out of the way. Let's take a look at our Batman here. And if you're not familiar with the Injustice video game series, in that version you get this heavily armored version of Batman. He's got all the cool plating. Not that undifferent from, some of the newer movies. Probably more similar to, well, not necessarily The Dark Knight Returns, but you get it. The Injustice game series has been around a long time. It's kind of like a not really a follow-up, but it followed the Arkham series games where he also had a lot of armor and stuff. So that's cool. You Google it, read up on it if you're not familiar with it. You get the cool man, look at that cape. The detail on the cape. It is a, you know, a vinyl rubber cape, but the detailing on it is really nice. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's like a texture on it. That might be one of the better looking capes. I dig that. All right, we do have a lot of bands holding him in as always. I hate when they do this. So we're gonna try to just break him out of his little plastic prison here. Let's see. And we'll have to cut a couple of them, I guess. And let's see, one here. Then there we go. Yeah, so for this one, I guess I'm destroying the whole package. Ugh, God, I hate those things. All right, so now we got our figure free. And that's pretty cool. The plating actually is attached to like the cape, so it doesn't hinder the movement on the arms, which I dig that. He's got the butterfly joints in the shoulders there. Very loose articulation, I will say that. Now, one thing right off the bat that I'm feeling on this figure versus the standard McFarlane figures, and if you've had this feeling, if you have this figure and you agree, let me know, but it feels like the plastic is cheaper. It doesn't have that quality like some of the other figures. Now, I'm noticing it more on the arms than anything else. It feels like maybe they used a different material than the other ones. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice looking figure, and it's the articulation stuff so far seems to be really good, but it is a little looser and a little lighter feeling than some of the others. All right, so let's take a look. No double joints. Almost on the elbows. The knees, definitely not. You have very limited articulation on the knee. No swivel in the thigh. Ab crunch, you can go backwards, but forward, not at all. You can spin at the waist. He does have ankle articulation, and he does have the little toe articulation. So it's not, I mean, it's not awful, but it's not the best. Now, it is a very cool looking figure, but like I said, there's something about the quality on this that's a little different than the other figures. It just, I don't know if you can hear that there. It's a harder plastic. This almost feels like maybe these were meant more for little kids to bang around and smack on stuff. Maybe it would hold up better. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being a little more critical than I should be. All in all, though, I do like the look of it. I do like the design. I think the cape looks fantastic for one of the vinyl capes. And like I said, that's more because of this texture, which is on both sides. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying that it just feels different. All right, so we'll set him back here for a second. I want to at least get one of the batterings out, and you can see this is a different style of battering than the other figures. It is held in, or they're both held in with a piece of tape over here. So let's see if I can get the tape out. Yeah, the tape sometimes is almost as annoying as the little ties that hold these in. All right, so I got one out. I'm going to put it in his hand just to see how well he holds it. Because sometimes these are such an afterthought on these figures. They're not really good at holding their accessories. I guess it's okay. Doesn't really set too great in there. I guess I could pry his hand open a little bit more and wedge it in there. Yeah. You know what? We're gonna move on. We're going to try out the figure stand that came with it. And let me lower the camera down for just a second. Okay, so he will stand on his own, as you can see here. Doesn't seem to have any problem with balancing, which that's pretty decent. Can't complain about that. But we do have a figure stand, so we'll try it out. That is a tight fit. And doesn't look like he wants to put his legs together enough to really stand on it very good. There we go. Okay. I don't know. Something feels a little off about the stand on this one as well. I really think that there's a quality control thing with this. I mean, it just, something is different. I really can't put my finger on exactly what's going on here, but there is a difference in this figure as opposed, say, let me grab, let's see, who can we grab for a quality comparison? I guess we'll just grab the Rebirth figure. It's definitely a heavier figure than this, which is strange because it's a little bit bulkier. They both have a vinyl cape, but that is a much lighter figure. So whatever they're doing to cut costs to make it make sense for them to have the comic book, and I mean, there's something happening here that's different. So yeah, sound off in the comments. Let me know what's your thoughts on this. Do you have this? Do you have any of the other Page Puncher figures? Do you feel like there's a quality difference between those and your standard releases? Yeah. Like I said, I don't hate it, but there's definitely something different. Sound off in the comments. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. I'll be bringing you more content, so stay posted. Make sure you're getting the notifications. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.